Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well, or as I like to call you guys, Gentsentians. I'm just playing, I've actually never said that in my life and it sounds kind of weird. A little while back I asked you guys on the community tab of the YouTube channel, what are fragrances that won't break the bank, that make you feel like a millionaire, like $1 million bucks? You actually answered a lot of different comments. So I've got 15 of them to share with you today. Usually I would do 10, today we got 15. Some awesome, just killer fragrances that aren't too expensive, that smell like they should be. If you want to take part in a future one of these, check out the community tab. I usually change the question about once a week, but you can leave a comment there with the fragrance that you think best suits the question that I'm asking and upvote other people's, maybe get featured in a future video. Thank you as always to everybody that left a comment and everybody that upvoted other people's comments. I have all of these listed in the description below in case you want to check them out down there. Stay right there. Since we have so many fragrances to go over, let's just jump right into it. The first one comes to us from Speed Symphony, who says, Tome Blue by Afnan is a gem. And this fragrance is kind of interesting. It's like a slow burn hype beast of sorts. You know, it's not the type of fragrance that comes out and just explodes and everybody immediately freaks out about it. It's one of those ones that just slowly over time, more and more people get their hands on it. So it gets this like slow building groundswell of hype. That's kind of how this one goes. It does smell really good though, for the price point especially. It's gonna remind you of Bulgari's Tiger, only way cheaper. So the opening here especially going to be attention grabbing. It's sweet, it's fresh, it's fruity, it's really sexy. It's a great scent for the price and it fits perfectly into this list. So this one kicking us off got a lot of love in the comments and it makes sense why. And really, I think you could use that pretty much year round. This stuff just works. After that, we got one from QN. What's up, QN? Hope you're doing well. Lately, I've been using Min Nebula. And boy, that scent turns so many heads. Just hands down a bang for buck attention getter. Yeah, this one rules. It's from Fragrance World. It's another clone. This one is a clone of Mugler's Pure Malt, which unfortunately is discontinued, which means it's crazy expensive. Now, Pure Malt was never really a cheap designer fragrance. It used to get a ton of hype when you could actually find it, and for good reason. It's an amazing smelling boozy scent. It has this awesome warm sweetness to it. Another one that's a massive compliment puller, Pure Malt. But even when it was around, it didn't get discounted heavily, but it was absolutely worth owning. Since it's been discontinued and it's really hard to find, the price has shot up enormously. So something like this that you can get for next to nothing at discounters, that's gonna give you a very Pure Malt-esque experience. Yeah, that fits the bill. So both of these first ones here, it's great scents. Love this next choice from Highwayman 1291. Don't rob me, bro. Zadig and Voltaire, this is him. Phenomenal scent, dark, mysterious, bit sweet, just amazing. Or is it Zadig and Voltaire? This one maybe not as much of an everyday, all season attention grabber as some of the others that we're gonna talk about, but in the right circumstances, this is him is a stunner. And you really touch on pretty much everything there. It's dark, mysterious, a little bit sweet, also a bit smoky, touch of powder in there, but not too much. Obviously from a smaller house, so it's not gonna get that level of attention from the public as something like a Dolce & Gabbana release or a Versace release or something like that. But this can absolutely hang with the big dogs as far as the quality of the fragrance itself. And it's not too pricey from discounters, so it's a win-win. Solid scent. Before we go any further, if you would like some codes, pause the video for some codes. Here they are. Lucky Scent, Twisted Lily, Max Aroma, a bunch of niche fragrances there. Then you got Triple Traders, who have a bunch of clone fragrances, and so Avant Garde just has a lot of fragrances in general from a bunch of different brands. All right, the next one is from NFVB16, who says, Dior Homme 2020. Simply put, it is class in a bottle at a not so expensive price point. Well, it kind of depends on who you ask. Some people I'm sure would look at a Christian Dior fragrance even at discounters and say, that's a bit too pricey for me. But if you're comparing it to a lot of niche fragrances or indie fragrances or private line fragrances from designer brands, then sure, it's not too expensive at that point. I do agree, really classy, great fragrance, very modern, woodsy, and fresh as well. And really that one, you can wear pretty much year-round, daytime or nighttime, any situation. So this one, does this make me feel classy when I wear it? Does it make me feel like a millionaire? Yeah, I think so. At least on a day-to-day kind of modern man way. Necro's Clockwork is up next, who says, Rocus Mustache Eau de Parfum. Everything about it feels so elegant and refined, and I've gotten it for about 30 bucks. 30 bucks for this is a steal. Honestly, I think anything under like 60 is a good buy. I mean, it usually doesn't go up that high, but I'm saying even at 60 or a little above 60, I think the quality here is worth it. Presentation is great, extremely classy, looking really heavy. Yeah, smells awesome. Compared to Tuxedo from Yves Saint Laurent, so it's got that kind of vibe to it. This one is a fragrance that got a lot of love because of the price point and the quality, and it makes sense. So yeah, anytime anybody ever wants to say mustache, eau de parfum, or frankly the eau de toilette are great bangs for your buck, I'm never gonna argue that. Unless at some point in time they get discontinued and the price shoots up. When you have like a pure malt situation on your hands. Next one comes from Nicholas Owen, 1445, who says, gotta go with L Immortal. Numerous compliments from strangers. My gal loves it. My friends love it for 30 to 35 bucks. Come on. Even gifted a bottle to my super picky brother, and he loves it. Certified high heat banger cheapie. You said it all. It is a clone of a Louis Vuitton fragrance, which is why it looks like a Louis Vuitton fragrance. Even comes with a magnetic cap. Dang, look at that. So that is a clone of Louis Vuitton's L'Immensité, which is one of Louis Vuitton's more popular fragrances, one of their more loved fragrances. Also shares a little bit of a similarity to Bulgari Tiger, but that's because they're Louis Vuitton and Bulgari fragrances are a bit similar. With this one, the citrus off the top is absolutely stunning, and it really is one of the best clones that you can get in this price range. Now, one thing I do want to warn you about here, just let you know, this one does have a propensity to sell out, at least as of when I'm making this video. So it'll be such that FragranceBuy.ca, will sell out of this and be sold out for a while, and then when they get it back in stock, they'll even make like a front page post that it's come back into stock because people are looking for it that much. So what that means is if you look around places, you can't find it on all the different discounters websites, don't go to eBay and pay like 60, 70, 80 bucks for this, because then you're getting scalped. I know it kind of sucks when you want something and it's nowhere and you're like, well, I'll pay more for it. Don't do that, just wait a little bit and let it come back into stock. That way you get it for like 30, because at that price point, it is an insane deal, and you don't want to feel like you got taken advantage of. Spinning Serenity comes to us next with Terre d'Hermès in all its concentrations and varieties. There is one for any time of year. They're all great and put to shame many higher priced niche fragrances. I'm all aboard the Terre train. Yeah, Terre d'Hermès, I'm about it. I like pretty much all of them. Love Ogivre, the new one. Can't wait to see what they come out with next, frankly. So yeah, Terre d'Hermès, I love it. And you are correct. There's pretty much a Terre d'Hermès for every season. It is unfortunate that Autre Fraîche is getting harder to find, but I love Terre d'Hermès, so I'll be happy that Ogivre is the one to replace it, since that one's a good one too. The original has a good amount of vetiver in there, kind of an earthiness to it as well. Some people will get scared away by it, but I think it's super classy, and I think it fits right in. Great choice. Next one's a good choice too. Michael Bass 767, Pasha de Cartier Parfum. Such a classy scent. It is, yeah. Good old Pasha. I'm actually gonna give this one a spray. I did it again. Every time I spray my hand. You figure after spraying a tester strip like probably 100,000 times over the course of my life that I could do it correctly. Whatever. My hand just always smells like something, like a conglomeration of 15 different fragrances. Wonderful. Pasha de Cartier rules though. Pasha de Cartier Parfum rules. All Pasha de Cartiers rule. This one does throw it back a little bit to the OG, the original Pasha de Cartier. So when you smell this one, you can pick that up. That sort of like barber shoppy freshness that's lurking in the background. Yeah. Ooh, friggin' amazing. It is going to appeal more to guys middle-aged and older. Younger guys probably are gonna think it's a little bit too grown up, a little bit too mature. But I love this one. I love that it takes the original and twists it, modernizes it, adds just the faintest hint of sweetness to it, and has a really nice woodiness to it as well. Just a great scent. Our next contributor cheated and put two fragrances. Giza says, The Suits which I think you just mean suits, from Fragrance World. Paid 20 doll hairs for it. 20 doll hairs, that's a pretty good deal, man. And L Immortal Parfum. Both are absolute class. So Suits from Fragrance World, that is a clone of Tuxedo. So we've got two tuxedo-esque fragrances here, Mustache Eau de Parfum, and then this one. The Tux from Maison Alhambra, probably the clone that got the most hype because Mustache is not exactly a clone, it's its own thing that just kind of smells similar to Tuxedo, whereas the Tux and Suits are just straight up trying to be a clone, right? But I will say that as far as bang for the buck goes, that Suits, for me, probably a little bit of a better buy than the Tux from Maison Alhambra. Both are really good though, so if you have the Tux, I mean, getting Suits would be pretty redundant. But if you don't have either, then you can check that one out for a little bit less, and it's typically easier to find than the Tux. So really nice clone of Tuxedo, classy, warm, sexy, sweet. And what can we say about this one? It takes the original's idea, its scent structure, its DNA, everything about it, and gives it a modern twist, a little darker twist, much like this one here. And it's fantastic. I love it. And most of you out there love this as well. One of the more hyped flankers that have come out over the past 5 years, I'd say. Up next, we have Paulo Polly 601, if I messed it up, my bad, who says, anything from the Enra Noir line can really smell amazing on me. The quality to price ratio is almost unbelievable. Yeah, you're right. Enra Noir, 25 bucks, 30 bucks, it's basically free. The only thing about this is it is divisive. Kind of a dark, rooty, woody vetiver, the original with cashmere in there as well. First time I smelled this stuff, it absolutely blew my mind. For the price point, I was like, how is that even possible, dude? It smells like a niche fragrance, only it costs nothing. How? But the problem with that, of course, is that over the years, this has been touted, it has been hyped as one of the best bang for your buck cheapies, period. I mean, it is right now. So what happens is people who are just getting into fragrances, who maybe have never even smelled vetiver or a very dark woody fragrance, they go, well, heck man, I've seen Enra Noir listed on all these different lists and all these different videos, talked about online. It's apparently the best cheapie, so I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna blind buy it. Then they get it in, spray it on, and yeah, kinda. I have gotten more complaints over the years from people that have bought Enra Noir and Bentley from Min Intense than any other cheapie that has ever been made. Do I personally love it? Yes, I do. Do I think it's a safe blind buy? Not for most people. Josh Fisher also cheated 2 fragrances. He says Dior Homme Intense and the one Mysterious Night. Both make me feel like I'm a millionaire. Unique and classy scents that stand out among the majority of what I smell around me. Don't doubt that for a second. Yeah, both of these are definitely gonna stand out from the crowd. Man, I smell awesome. Enra Noir is kicking. Ooh. A nice smokiness there. Ooh, wonderful. So Dior Homme Intense, this is an irisy fragrance with a nice creamy sweetness to it. Extremely classy, great performance. It is more of a formal evening scent, but it's probably like in my top 3 favorite fragrances of all time. Stupid good. It's like got kind of like a cocoa vibe going on there from the atomizer. Fragrance drugs. And then there's Mysterious Night, which this one of the night fragrance is probably the one that's gotten the least amount of love. Not that it's disliked at all, but the one Luminous Night has received the most, and then the one Royal Night is kind of like a mature, woodier take on the one with a lot of power, at least as far as the one line is concerned. And then this one has rose and oud, and so it kind of falls into like familiar territory for people that have a lot of rose oud fragrances, but it is done in a very nice designer way. And by that, I mean it's extremely wearable and absolutely 10,000% that will stand out versus what most people were wearing. All you have to do is look at those videos I made of the top 20 best-selling fragrances in the US. I made that a while back. So there's like 20 through 11 and then 10 through 1. Nothing in the top 20 smells remotely close to this. So yeah, absolutely, you will stand out and you'll smell classy. Jim Little 5769 says, for me, it's gotta be Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Extreme, along with Dior Homme Intense. Dior Homme Intense making another appearance. The L'Homme Ideal line got a number of votes, a lot of comments, people saying Extreme or Eau de Parfum were the ones that I saw the most. It's good to see this fragrance line still catching a lot of love out there. Oh, man, yeah, this is good. L'Homme Ideal Extreme is just... That one and Eau de Parfum, the two that got voted on the most, man. Fall and winter time, they'll both have you stand out. They'll both get you compliments. They both have good performance. I love the note breakdown of this one because it's got like a little bit of everything that I love. And the plum that's put in there, I think just really helps elevate the scent. Not something that you see very often. And the way that it's used here is not overwhelming, so it doesn't end up getting like too powdery. It's just really well done. We got a few left. Next is Cool Rich 1. It says, Ralph Lauren, Ralph's Club. Such an underrated great fragrance. Underrated. So, Ralph's Club. The cap, or this collar portion, is turning silver. The dark gray is rubbing off there. What's going on, Ralph? So with this one, there's gonna be a lot of people that do say it's underrated and a lot of people that say it is rated. I think that when it came out, it got more hate than was warranted because when you smell this, it smells good. Like that, it's super pleasant, easy wearing, very versatile, compliment puller, good performance, presentation looks good. You know, it's kind of like vaguely in the same family or style as the YSL fragrances. Same perfumer, so I mean, that's probably not a huge surprise, but it smells good. I like it. I like all of them, all the Ralph's Club fragrances. So it's kind of difficult. It's one of those things where if you're solely giving points to a fragrance on how unique it is, then you would say, oh, it's not worth many points because it's not super unique. But if you're judging a fragrance on how much you like it and how much it boosts your confidence and other people like it and wearability and versatility and stuff like that, it does all those things. So yeah, I like it. Rafa7364 says, it's a good one, Valentino Wo, the OG. It's a class in a bottle and different enough from similar frags. Agree and agree. So when he says similar frags, he's referencing things like Dior Homme, Dior Homme Intense. It has a little bit of that makeup-y sort of feel to it, but man, it is stupid good. Especially if you haven't smelled the original Womo for a while or Valentino Wo Intense, go back to them, give them another wear if you have them. That's my style of fragrance though, to be fair. Like if you hate irisy sort of fragrances, fragrances in that style, Dior Homme, the original, not 2020, probably won't like it too much. But if you do like fragrances of that ilk, this is one of the best that's ever been made in that style. It also has a nice little gourmand facet to it as well, which predates Stronger With You. There's a hazelnut in here though, not chestnut. And it doesn't smell like Stronger With You, I'm not saying that. Last but not least, from Invictus 8865. Versace Arrow's Flame during the winter is great. I feel like you really missed something there. Your name is Invictus, and then you go with Arrows. But yeah, Arrow's Flame, this one is a fragrance that has slowly grown more and more popular within the fragrance community. Yeah, as more people get that and wear that, its popularity grows. And as you said, it smells great during the winter. A lot of times people with fragrances that have kind of a freshness in the opening will never wear those when it's cold outside, and that's a completely missed opportunity. Sometimes these fragrances that have a big citrus opening or a big fresh opening, they smell better when it's cold outside. Something happens, the chemistry of your skin with the air, with the fragrance, that just elevates the scent profile. So I've said this a bunch of times, I'll say it again. If you have a fragrance that you typically only wear during spring or summer, give it some use during the winter. Even if you spray a little heavier, sometimes they will smell surprisingly way better in the cold. So there we go, 15, technically a bit more, cheap fragrances with Millionaire vibes. Thank you guys for taking part in this. Again, there's another one on the community tab, check that out. Stay safe out there, guys. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.